Good morning, everybody. Today we have another video for you, and we are at the British Bird of Prey Centre in Wales. So let's go inside and see what it's all about. So we inside this, just show you from the outside. So we came through there into this. Look at this, superb. And there are barn swallows nesting in here, which is absolutely crazy. Apparently they're nesting over there, and there's a rogue one coming, him or her, and they're chasing him off, making themselves dizzy. Harvest mice. These harvest mice are vulnerable species in Wales. Oh, well that's nice. Oh, oh, they're tiny. They're about 3 inches. No, not even 3 inches long. 2.5 inches long. Oh, they're so cute. They've got lots of merch. Eagles, snowy owls. They're great, aren't they? Oh, it's a lovely place. Owl nesting boxes. There's lots of merch, and there's a cafe here as well, which is nice. Otters. Those barn swallows are. It's crazy. They're just flying around. I can't. They're so fast. I don't know whether I've caught them. So we've got a screen there, so are you fast as a bird of prey? Peregrine falcon, 45, I take that as miles per hour, 45 plus. Goshawk 40, golden eagle 35, buzzard 25. Oh, so a tawny owl, little owl. Oh, so the little owls are the slowest of the birds of prey. Right, let's go outside and have a look what's out here. Oh, wow. If we go left to right. So these are all aviaries, beautiful big wooden aviaries. And we have booked a flying experience in, haven't we? With either a red kite or an owl, I think it is. So there's the cafe there. Nice little pond. So here it says about the flying experiences, private and group. So there's many experiences you can do. Oh, I have to say Aquarius is my favourite. She's a bit of a show-off as well, I think, isn't she? I think she likes the attention. She's such a huge bird. We were just saying we wonder if they've got where they roost, which I will ask one of the keepers and find out where they actually sleep. No, birds sleep on perches, don't they? But oh, look at it's just a stunning bird. So this is there's the cafe. Toilets over there, and this is something for the kids. A little play area. And we think this is where one of the shows will be. One of the guys is just putting the birds in boxes. So there you go. Yeah, so there's a show at 11, one at 3, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock,
3 o'clock.
and 3 o'clock. So yeah, so it's just 11 now, so we'll see what happens. That is, I mean, look at the scenery, it's beautiful setting. Really is stunning. Yeah, I've got a question for you. Do the birds roost in their aviaries where they are?
They sleep in their aviaries.
So
yeah.
do they sleep on the perch or?
Yes, yeah. So in the wild, they want the sort of branches and
Yep.
they'll have the nest because they're obviously having their eggs and everything in the nest.
Right.
But ours aren't breeding.
Yep.
So they don't need the nest as such.
All right.
And in terms of branches, they need those to feel safe and secure,
Okay.
but they know that they're safe because they're in their aviary.
Right.
They know that
Nothing can get to them.
Yeah, so you'll see that they rest quite well. They quite often are on one foot, which tells you they are definitely resting and comfortable. But if they were bothered, they'd be hiding down the bottom. If you look at the aviaries, there's like the wooden bit at the front.
Right.
So if
Yes,
they
yeah.
If they weren't happy,
They'd
they'd be
stay
hiding.
in.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the fact that they're sitting on their perches quite happily, yeah, they're quite happy in there. I mean, they all get the opportunity to fly every day.
Yep.
So they're not in their aviaries
All the time, yeah.
24/7 anyway.
Stunning birds, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe the size of the raven.
I know. He's huge.
Is he particularly big, or is that what
I
size?
didn't think so. No, he's if you look at the ones in like the Tower of London, they're quite chunky.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, but they don't fly, or at least they never used to. I don't know
Right.
if that's changed.
I couldn't believe the size of him.
Yeah, he's big.
Beast.
Because I think quite often, like when you see crows and blackbirds
Yeah.
about, you're like, oh, is that a raven? And then you see him,
that's
like,
what
that's definitely a raven.
I've often said that's raven.
Yeah.
I know now it was crow. It was a
Yeah.
crow, or
And like when you see him fly, his wingspan's quite large, so you can kind of.
so. Where would obviously the UK is they have where they're from ravens.
Yeah, we have them in the UK. Yeah, we've got them
that
locally.
big?
Yeah.
All the ravens from the Tower of London were from Pembrokeshire originally.
Oh, were they?
I didn't know that.
Do you not know that?
No.
Yeah, originally they came from Pembrokeshire coastline.
Yeah.
And obviously now they breed them down in the Tower of London. But yeah, no, they're big birds.
I've always often said to you that's a raven, haven't I? And it's obviously not a raven.
You can see the difference, especially when they're next to a crow. Quite often when our boy flies, he likes to go and wind the crows up first. So he'll go over and he'll wind a few up so they fly with him. But he starts it every time. So but you can see the difference then when they're flying next to the crow.
He's huge, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a lovely boy.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I like to think of him as a bit of a, like when you see the other birds flying, all the birds of prey that we've got, they're quite graceful and they fly, with an elegance.
Yes,
a lot
yeah.
of them you can't hear them. They sort of, delicate. He's like a bull in a china.
Oh.
He's like, coming through, and you can hear him before you see him.
Oh,
so he's
brilliant. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's brilliant. So, yeah, I often say to Mandy when a bird that looks like a crow but looks slightly different, I think that's a raven. Like I say, I've been wrong every time. I've never seen a raven before.
So thank you for joining the British Bird of Prey Centre this morning. We're going to start our show off with one of our birds that isn't very native.
Crikey.
He is a little bit native though. So this is our snowy owl. They used to be full-time residents in the UK, and over more recent years, they have left and now they're just part-time visitors. Now, of all the owls in the world, snowy owls are the strongest flyers and travel some vast distances in the wild. They have tracked one before from Canada all the way down to Florida and back. So really powerful flying birds. Now, this is a male snowy owl, so his name, we call him Tux, but his full name is James Tuxford Bond, because he was bred in Tuxford, which is a town near Nottingham, and his ring number is 007, so we had to call him James Bond in some way, shape or form. Now, we know he is a little male snowy owl because of his body weight. The girls are always bigger than the boys, but also his plumage as well. So at the moment, he's got a lot of dark colouring on him, but as he molts and grows up a little bit more, he is going to lose those dark patches and go pure white. So only the male snowy owls go pure white. The females, if you've seen in the centre, Margaret, is black and white. And when they first hatch out the nest, they're just black or very dark grey, little balls of fluff. And these different colourings are just for camouflage. So the babies actually blend in very well with the nest, which is full of casts, which is basically yesterday's dinner, which they spit back out, and they're grey because their food is generally grey. And they also are very proactive hunters. So when they've got eggs in the nest, Dad will go out and start hunting like he's got a whole family to feed. They found a snowy owl nest recently with 32 dead bodies around the edge of it, ready for the eggs to hatch.
Wow.
So really proactive, efficient parents. They're also very aggressive parents because they tend to nest on the floor. They need to keep an eye out for any predators that wander too close, and they will fly out and intercept those predators and try and make their life as miserable as possible, so they turn around and go the other way. So snowy owls have been known to fly out and harass Arctic foxes, wolves, and even polar bears.
Oh.
So really big, strong, aggressive parents. Now, for some reason, Tux never looks like he's paying much attention to us, and his favourite place to go and sit is over by the toilets for some reason. We're not quite sure why he likes going over and sitting by the toilets, but he is a very interesting character. And he's actually probably loving this morning. This is going to be the last day he enjoys this week, because apparently it's going to get warm here. And this, even today now, is relatively warm for Tux, because the clue is in the name. He's a snowy owl, which means he likes to live where it's snowy. All owls are fairly simple, so you can name most owls by just having a good guess. Barn owls, because they live in barns. Little owls are little. Tawny owls are a tawny colour. Snowy owls are white and live in the snow. It is that simple. And he is more than happy to sit on the ground in the Arctic, and he won't start to feel like it's getting too cold until it drops below -40. That's the line where snowy owls think this is getting a bit nippy. So obviously he's got a lot of layers of insulating feathers, and they come all the way down to the tips of his toes, allowing him to stay nice and toasty warm. Now you see he's got these bright yellow eyes. The eye colour on an owl gives you an indication of when they might be active. With snowy owls, they're actually so far north, they go through long periods of time where there's almost no daylight and long periods of time where there's almost no nighttime. So these guys will just hunt whenever they need to. And it's kind of the same rule for other owls. If they're hungry, they're going to hunt regardless of what time of day. But owls prefer to come out at night. The ones with yellow eyes also very often active through the daytime. And the ones with orange eyes are said to be also very active through dusk and dawn as well. Right, we'll try and coax Tux back into his box.
Ah, that's why he's got to go back in his box. So he's
Tux,
having.
that was your
he's
cue.
like, you having a laugh?
You ever heard of the wise old owl? Ever been called a wise old owl by your friends or your family when you're having a quiz? It's not a compliment.
No.
Owls don't get wise. I found out last month owls are the second most stupid bird in the world.
Oh.
There is only one bird in the world with a smaller brain than an owl, and that is an ostrich. So yeah, the second daftest bird is the owl. Pound for pound, obviously. So yeah, they're going to grow up. Tux might make it, hopefully, up into his 30s, maybe even 40s. But he's already as clever as he's going to get. His eyes take up over 70% of the space.
He doesn't
inside
seem
his
too
skull, so
daft
there
now because he knows
genuinely
he's
is
got to go in his
actually
box and
room
he's.
for his brain. So they are very simple creatures, which means we have to hand rear them. Any owls you see being handled or flown, think they're a person, or think you're an owl, whichever way you want to look at it. But we have to hand rear them for them to be trainable and for them to accept us and come when we offer them food.
There he
There we
goes.
go. Give Tux a little round of applause.
Oh, well done, Tux.
Yeah,
What happens then if it gets too cold?
too cold for Tux.
Yeah, you know,
So we've just come outside. We're just having a nose around, and we spotted this huge eagle. We've been told her name is Aquarius, and she's very naughty. So just look at her. She's got a hood on. Good morning. So this is Aquarius.
It's Aquarius.
So where's her natural habitat? Where's she?
Here.
No, yeah, I know.
No, I think
What?
she should be flying around Wales.
Honestly.
Yeah. So at the moment they're up in Scotland and
Oh,
Ireland.
and
And they've
wow.
reintroduced them to England.
Crikey.
But yeah, they're quite spread across Northern
So
Europe.
what sort of weight is she, roughly?
4.5 kilos.
It's a big bird.
Crikey.
But hopefully next year everything goes all right. There'll be a reintroduction to Wales. And we should see them back soaring around in the skies again.
Oh, wow.
they're kites, isn't they?
Yeah.
The lady in the cafe said she's naughty. Is she a naughty? Is she?
Nice to chew everything.
Oh, does she?
That's why we fly her in the morning, apart from in front of an audience, because she
And-
likes audiences too much.
Oh, does she?
And when look at the talons on her.
Oh,
Yeah, if she
Christ.
decides she wants your bag,
She'll get it. So she would eat something like a small deer or.
no, the carrion and fish,
Carrying
Oh,
seabirds.
fish.
fishy, small seabirds.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to pop her back.
Yeah.
She's
Thanks for that. Wow. Crikey, she's huge.
She's quite the.
4.5 kilos, isn't it?
Wow.
It does get to you after a while.
I
You can spot
bet.
the falconers because they've got much bigger left
Muscles.
arms. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you. Wow, that's. And they're introducing them back into the wild. Can you imagine walking around the field with your dog and there's an eagle with she must have had a couple of metre wingspan, easily, if not more. Crikey.
You say left to right?
Yep, left to right. It's a really beautiful place, and so the aviaries are really, really beautiful. Oh, look at her. So, there we go. Oh, so here we have a golden eagle. Hello. That's a golden eagle. I don't think you can see just how big these birds are from this distance, but I would say in length she is at least 2 feet. Absolutely beautiful.
2 metre wingspan.
2 metre wingspan, 2.2 metre wingspan. Love is in the air. Golden eagles mate for life, nesting on cliffs or large trees. And the female lays 1 to 4 eggs, with both parents feeding the young. They nest in areas that afford them a wide view of fish, lamb, rabbits, and other birds. Oh, her name, male, sorry. His name is Midas, and he was born in May 2016. Hello, Midas. You look beautiful. Wow, what a beast. Oh, wow. Salsa, the red kite. Hello. Where we live, there's just red kites flying around all day long, and they're such beautiful, beautiful creatures, and they're always getting told off by crows and gulls and Salsa, born in April 2017. They eat small rodents, rats, and snakes. Hi, Salsa. And this is Tabasco and ketchup. Tabasco ketchup. Oh no, that's the yeah. Tabasco was born in 2022, and he's a male. Hello, Tabasco. Wow. I've done a couple of videos at Bulk Nantarian on the red kite feeding, so check those out if you haven't already. This beauty is a common buzzard called Amber, and she's 3 years old. She also eats snakes, small rodents, rabbits, and other birds. Come on, come on. Oh, oh. Hello. Hello. Here is Aquarius again, without the hood. Hello, Aquarius. I would say she's 3 feet in height, from tail feathers to head. Look, oh, she's a beast. She's got her own bath in there. I just can't believe I'm absolutely thrilled they're going to reintroduce them into the wild. I just can't imagine them seeing one flying over your head. She's 4 years old, and her diet consists of ducks, fish, more ducks, birds, and rabbits. Oh, gull. Yeah. White-tailed sea eagle, she is. Oh, look at this beast. This is a 1-year-old falcon. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, peregrine falcon, this one.
Miss Flash. Miss Flash.
No, show him Flash. This is Enzo. Oh, he's 10 years old. And he eats bats, gulls, birds and beetles. And he's a beautiful peregrine falcon. Oh, look at that little one. Hello, gorgeous. This is a Eurasian hobby called Vincent. And he's 3 years old. Hello, Vincent. You're very friendly, aren't you, sweetheart? Hello, gorgeous. His dinner time consists of fast-flying birds, swallows and swifts, and various dragonflies and things like that. Ooh. He's very friendly. Thank you, Vincent. Kestrel. Boomerang, 6 years old. Hello, Boomerang. Does that mean he always comes back? And he's a kestrel who eats small rodents, birds, snakes. Very nice. Oh, this is Rusty, the long-eared owl. Hello, Rusty. She is 7 years old. No, sorry, he is 7 years old. Beautiful markings, and look at the the aviaries are so nice and clean. Little owl, Lily, 8 years old. Oh, here's Freya, the merlin. Hello, Freya. And merlins are the UK's smallest bird of prey. They're small, powerful falcons with compact bodies and rapid, agile flight. They're celebrated for their speed and endurance and are capable of rapid acceleration and swift pursuit, making them formidable hunters despite their small size. And she is tiny. And even though she's that tiny, she will eat medium-sized birds such as sparrows, finches and larks, rodents and dragonflies. Here's Orchid, the barn owl. Orchid was born in 2012. Oh, that's Aquarius, just seen one of the handlers and it's making a bit of a fuss. So, yeah, Orchid's having a groom at the moment, grooming herself. Oh, hello. And this is Forest, the tawny owl. He's 2 years old. Again, they eat birds, rats, these eat frogs as well, mice, shrews, insects, and they've got excellent hearing. Very beautiful. This is Tuxford, born in 2024. He's been antisocial today. He's got his back to us, but look at that. Beautiful markings. This is, whatever that says, 2019. And this is a goshawk with a wingspan of 135 centimetres to 165 centimetres. Very eagle-like looking, like a small eagle-y look about him. Manuka is a honey buzzard. Cool name for a honey buzzard. Their average life expectancy is 9 years. Oldest recorded in the wild, 29 years. Wow. In the wild, that. Oh, look at this. Crikey. This is Echo, the raven. Wow. Hello, Echo. What a beautiful bird. It's huge. I thought ravens were smaller than that. Absolutely beautiful. It's got a swing and a bath. It's a wingspan 120 to 150 centimetres. Average life expectancy 10 years, although one recorded in the wild was 22 years and the oldest recorded in captivity 44 years. That's some news. You do a bit of research on these places, but you never know what to expect, and this isn't what I expected. I didn't expect to, you could walk around and see the birds. And this is a snowy owl called Margaret. Hello, Margaret. Margaret. She eats fish, rodents, rabbits, voles, lemmings. Her life expectancy is 10 years, although the oldest recorded was 28 years in captivity. Margaret. And here we have, oh wow, look at him, Hector. Hello, Hector. He's 17 years old. Can you see him? He's a beauty as well. He eats, oh crikey. Dinner time consists of foxes, herons, ducks, rabbits, rodents. Crikey. Foxes. Oh. Life expectancy 20 years. The oldest recorded in captivity 60 years. This is worth knowing. Look, you buy a ticket, you can come back during the week, every day if you want to. So if you're here on holiday or if you're local, you could come here for 7 days for just the price of one ticket.
Because they're very secretive. They live in dense woodlands. They tend to know when there's someone around and they leave in the opposite direction. And you don't get to see them in flying displays because they are completely bonkers. So Nariki isn't going to come out here and fly around like Tux just did. He's not going to land on the posts. The only way we can fly a goshawk is that Nariki thinks he's coming out here to hunt. And that's all he does. So goshawks are the sprinters of the bird of prey world. Really high acceleration, relatively limited top speed, but they get to their top speed in the first few wing beats. So they were highly regarded throughout history as a way of putting food on the table. Because if you could sneak around the other side of hedges and in woodlands and around fields, if you could get within 50 to 100 meters of almost anything, your goshawk's got a chance of catching it. So they were known as the cook's hawk because they put such a variety of food on the table for people. And that would go all from down something as small as maybe a rat all the way up to something the size of a goose. So the term goshawk is derived from the word goosehawk. Mainly people hunt rabbits, pheasants, things like that with them. And a really fit, healthy goshawk, you might be able to go out and catch yourself a dozen rabbits, a couple of pheasants, and maybe that goose as well, if you've got a very fit and motivated hunting companion. So for us to fly him, he's coming out here and hunting our crow. This is clearly a crow. This is a piece of rubber cut into strips. And Nariki has learned that if he catches this, he gets a little reward for it. So if you are sat between Nariki and our crow, that's basically you guys, just keep really, really still.
Okay.
He sometimes flies under the benches. Sometimes he'll go round. Sometimes he'll come right over at shoulder height.
No.
So as long as you keep
Staying
completely
here.
still,
Okay.
he will miss you, even if it's only by a millimetre. If you're worried, close your eyes and hope for the best. So, if our crow's ready to die, yeah? Happy? Right, so everyone else, you can relax. He won't come anywhere near you guys. He might come right between you two if we're lucky.
That would be cool.
Right, so crow's ready, our hunter is ready. Here we go. So this is how we hunt with a goshawk. That's right. Here we go. There goes the crow. And there we go.
Wow.
Caught it. And it's as simple as that.
Crikey.
So he's done this before, so he's quite excited now.
Did he come
So that's just him overly excited that he's caught his crow again. He's looking around him because he naturally is now on the ground and has to be slightly aware of other predators. Buzzards, even gulls might come over and try and steal off him. But he will now get more excited once the falconer approaches. And this is something he's learned over time, that the falconer approaches with something that's better than what he's caught. Even if he had caught a goose, that goose is not ready to eat. He's got to get through all those layers of feathers, get in through the skin somewhere, and then he eventually starts to find some meat to eat. Whereas the falconer appears with a small but ready to eat meal. So the hawk thinks, that's better than what I've got, I'll nick that. Which is exactly what you want, because then you can nick what he caught, and you've both got this relationship based on stealing each other's dinner, and you both think you got the best deal out of it. And that is how that bond and relationship works. And if you just bribe him off with a nice little piece, you could then just go out and carry on hunting. As long as you don't take too much of the edge off his appetite, you can go out all day long with one hawk and just hunt all day. There we are. Do you want to give Nuiki another little round of applause? And now we're going to fly a kestrel. There we go. We're going to fly Boomerang, our little male kestrel. Kestrels are part of the falcon family, so these are the fastest of the birds of prey in terms of top speed. But the kestrel isn't actually known for their high speed, even though they're built the same as the fast birds. These guys are the ones that you associate with hovering at the side of the roads and on the coastal paths, places like that. The reason they're not associated with speed is because they're primarily hunting mice and voles, whereas our other falcons in the UK hunt birds, which is why they have to get up to such high speeds. You don't need to get up to 200 miles an hour when you're hunting a vole. So there we are, straight into the hovering.
Oh.
So these guys hover when they've seen evidence of their food, and that is mouse and vole wee. So everywhere, it's not ideal conditions for hovering, to be fair. Mice and voles walking around in the grass, everywhere they go, they're leaving urine trails behind them because they're incontinent. And those urine trails fluoresce ultraviolet in the sunlight. And when kestrels can see into that ultraviolet spectrum, so they hover above the nice fresh mouse wee trails and then hope to spot some movement in the grass. They can dive down, grab themselves some dinner. So if Boomerang here is hovering because he spotted mousewee, we've got to question why he's so keen to hover above James. Thankfully, it is not because we sprayed James down with mousewee before the show. It's because Boomerang's not a wild kestrel. He learned early on that he wasn't looking for urine trails, he was looking for falconer with a bag and a glove. And if you hover above that for long enough, you get a little reward. That is also the reason he doesn't hover as high up as the wild kestrels would. So wild kestrels would hover sort of the height of a 2-storey building, and they're scanning all the urine trails beneath them, trying to spot a little bit of movement. Boomerang hovers as high as he feels like, depending on his mood, but ultimately he knows where the food's going to be. It's going to be right by your thumb on your left hand every single time. Now, saying that, Boomerang is one of our birds that is better at hunting than most. So we don't encourage any hunting with any of our birds because we want them to fly around in shows, get a reward and just go back in. But Boomerang has learnt that there are mice and voles in the grass and he can catch them. He's also, over the years, caught a couple of blackbirds, or they're either female blackbirds or thrushes. And last summer, and I'm really impressed with this, he managed to catch himself a rabbit.
Oh.
So it was a small rabbit, but still, he has no right to catch a rabbit at all as a kestrel. So really impressed with his hunting abilities. Now, being a falcon, they've got a couple of features different to the other birds of prey. Because he's capable of flying very, very fast, falcons have a little cone that sticks out of the hole in their nostril, and that is there to control and regulate the airflow into their respiratory system when they are going particularly fast. Because something like the peregrine has been recorded at 243 miles an hour, and they estimate they can potentially do more like 300. So you've got to be able to breathe at those high speeds. So that little cone just sorts out that airflow. Now, falcons also have a different beak to the other birds. They have a little tooth halfway round the curve of their hooked beak. And that little tooth, hello, that little tooth is there because falcons do something that none of the other birds care about doing. And that is, once they've caught their prey, they kill it before they eat it. And that tooth is there to bite around the back of the neck of their prey and kill it nice and quickly. So it's like having the scissors in your kitchen that are good for breaking chicken bones with that lump near the hinge. That's what that does. So all the other birds, they don't care about that. Buzzards and hawks and eagles, as long as they can hold on to their food, they just start eating it and it'll die eventually. Sometimes it's quick and sometimes it isn't, and they really don't care. So if you do believe in reincarnation and you come back and you're being chased by a bird of prey, it's in your interest to be killed by a falcon, if you can arrange that for yourself. There we are. Do you want to give Boomerang another round of applause? Don't get his telemetry. We've got to do a telemetry switch in this show. We were going to fly Merlin for you. We put the telemetry on her, and then she decided she wasn't coming back out. So she's got the telemetry on, sat in her aviary. She'll be out later, probably 3 o'clock.
What's the
There we go. The radio tracker that they wear on their back. So if they do fly off and go and decide to go and have a little jaunt around the Gower, or we had a bird make it to the Preselles a while back, we can go and find them again. So it doesn't happen too often. Normally, if the weather's particularly high, they go hot, they go really high, and then just drift away sometimes. Or if it's very windy, they'll let the wind take them. I once followed our hobby falcon, Vincent, all the way to, well, I got close to Merthyr. It was just a windy day, and he was on GPS, and at one point he was going faster than I was in the car. So he was getting further and further away as I was following him. Eventually stopped, thankfully. I picked him up on someone's house roof. Okay, next up, we're going for another small one. This is the most dangerous bird we have in the centre. If we were to let all of our birds out, have one big fight, this is the one we'd all put our money on. This is Lily.
Really?
The little owl. It's 150 grams of attitude. There we go. It's always frowning at you. Now, while she is looking towards you, you'll see she's got a fairly prominent set of white eyebrows. And then when she's looking away from you, maybe if I can get her to that, look at me, Lily. She's got another set of white eyebrows on the back of her head. And they are just fake eyes to make predators think that maybe she's already looking at them. Because obviously she is not at the top of the food chain. So there's lots of birds out there that would quite happily eat a lily, if they could. Now when she lands, you'll see she does sort of look around, check on both shoulders, scan the horizon, just to make sure there's nothing sneaking up on her. So she is a little bit agoraphobic. And she's also got quite small wings for her size, so you'll see while she's flying from A to B, she has to flap her wings quite hard and fast. So the hunting technique of a little owl is that. Just sit somewhere completely still and do absolutely nothing. Look around you and hope something moves, that you can do a quick sprint, go and grab it, eat it, and then go back to sitting around again. And they're going to hunt anything like beetles, maybe worms, spiders, small lizards, mice, voles, but she is capable of hunting something up to the size of a blackbird or a thrush. So they can be very aggressive little predators when they need to bring in lots of food, maybe when they've got a large family to feed. But ultimately, yeah, 150 grams, not a very top-end predator. But they are introduced to the UK. They're not an original, they're not an indigenous species. They were brought in from parts of Europe, and they're originally brought in to help with a bit of pest control. So we brought them in and put them in our big posh houses as a way of keeping pests down in the kitchen. That did not last very long, because one thing that makes more mess than a mouse in your kitchen, and that is an owl. So they were turfed out and ended up in the gardens, where they probably still did a fairly decent form of pest control in and around the posh housing, the posh houses, like walled gardens and crop gardens as well. So they fitted right into the ecosystem in the UK. We didn't have a similar species that sort of size, so they've just slotted in seamlessly and are now the second most common owl in the UK after our tawny owl. And they can get even smaller than Lily. So Lily is a female owl weighing in, well, she's still on her diet for her summer body at the moment. So she was about 160 grams a couple of weeks ago. She's now down to 150, which is probably as low as she'll get right through summer. But we have had a male little owl a long time ago now, who used to fly at 110 grams. So quite a small owl, but by no means the smallest of the owl species. I think there's an elf owl that weighs at like 50 grams. So by little owl standards, Lily's quite a big girl. Are we doing this is our final flight. So this is where we do our disappearing owl trick. Do you want to say hello first? Not a lot to say. Okay, let's see if she wants to fly herself all the way back into a box. She's been on a go slow all morning. It took us 3 attempts to weigh her this morning because she couldn't be bothered. You're not very excited about going back in now, are you? What's that flying away? James, what's that? Yeah.
I don't know, I can't see it. It looked like a pigeon.
Did it?
When it was here, it looked like a pigeon.
Oh, okay. Alright, I got excited. Okay, I thought it was a little falcon of some kind. Okay, back to Lily. Right. You can go home. I mentioned she's on her dieting at the moment. All of the birds' weights fluctuate throughout the year. They're at their lowest weights through the highest temperatures. So through the summer, all the birds are at their leanest weight, minimal body fat, and therefore still sort of do want to eat food when we offer it, and that's how we fly them, that they still have their appetite for food. And then as autumn arrives and that feeling of cold air first comes, all the birds will naturally have that urge to eat more and more and more, and almost no matter how much we feed them, they'll just want more food, and their body goes up and up and up and up through autumn into winter, and then they'll stay at their fattest body weight through winter, which obviously keeps them warm, and then it goes full circle. So as soon as spring arrives, all the birds suddenly stop listening to us. They start thinking about making nests.
Onto the ground.
A lot of the birds are imprinted, so a lot of the birds just start jumping on our heads and doing things to us. And that's when they start to go on a little bit of a diet, so that we can get them back to thinking about food and not thinking about jumping on us.
Lily's having none of it.
There's a kite behind you she might be watching. So she'll keep a close eye on that in case it comes a bit too close. You can go home, Lily. Just go home.
She's watching the kite. Look.
And they do like their box. The other day we brought Lily out and they were cutting the field just down there, and there were 14 kites flying around.
Wow.
She came out, had a couple of bits of food, and her box was left open. She just flew back into it and sat there in her box where she felt safe.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Go home, Lily.
She's looking at that kite as if to say,
That kite's going right over to have a close look.
There she goes.
Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose?
I don't know if the kite was looking at her or not. It wouldn't surprise me. Oh, let's fly our kite now. Quick. Yeah, it's good when we get the wild ones come over. Yes, get ours out. So,
Where's the
are we going
kite?
to fly ours next? Yeah, let's fly our red kite. So we're going to fly Salsa, who hopefully will attract this one to stay over with us as well. We know this is a red
Squeaking in
kite
that
because of
box.
that nice long forked tail. Once you get used to different silhouettes, the wing shape is actually different to the buzzard as well. But the forked tail is the dead giveaway. And obviously, if you ever get close enough and the sun's out, you can see that orangey colour that we associate in history. That was our red.
Not the
back in
best day
history.
for filming
And that's how
weather-wise.
they
It's
got the
quite
name the red
foggy
kite
and
and not
misty
the
and
orange kite. We
bit
didn't have the colour
dull.
orange until we brought
Hope-
oranges into
hoping
the
you
country.
can see the video.
Here we are. Here's our one.
So here's
So we know
the
it's a
red
red kite
kite.
because that fork tail and the colour. But if you ever look up and you can see the colours, and you think that's not orange at all, that's just browns and creams, not even a hint of an orange colour, then you're looking at a baby one. So they don't start getting those orange colours until they start their first molt, which happens in their once they've got to their roughly their first birthday. And that grey head that Salsa's got starts coming in during their second molt. Now,
She
the kite
caught
that
that
flew over
mid-air.
looked mostly tidy, and Salsa looks like she's got a few gaps in her wings and a few different lengths of
drop that
tail
bit.
feather as well. And that's because Salsa is starting to molt and grow her new feathers. So she is now,
Wow.
as spring kicks in and it coincides in the wild with the abundance of food, the birds' bodies stop worrying about putting on fat storage and they start going into make new feather mode. And that goes through from start of spring right through until either they've finished replacing all their feathers or that feeling of winter starts to arrive, in which point the body naturally goes, we need to stop making feathers, we need to get fat, and they go back into fat storage ready for winter. So our birds should all be finished molting before winter. We tend to get a full molt out of them because although we do diet them, like I just said, we tend to fly our birds on the fat side. Birds that are used for falconry purposes, i.e. people going out and hunting with them like people would with the goshawk, they don't tend to fly their birds through summer because to have a bird that is willing to hunt seriously, it has to be more lean than allows it to grow its feathers. And also, generally, hunting sports are closed down and stopped through spring and summer, so the things you're hunting are having their young, repopulating, and things like that. So the wild birds just have to be careful not to break feathers, because as those feathers grow, they're actually full of blood. And if you break a half-grown feather, it will bleed really quite badly. Now, kites in our history, if we go back far enough, these guys were very, very common. There were tens of thousands of them across the UK. And they lived in our towns and cities as well as across the countryside. And they were protected by law because these guys eat absolutely any old rubbish. So they kept our streets clean for us. A bit like having the seagulls in Tenby. They'll come down and eat all the rubbish off the streets. But also like the seagulls in Tenby, they'll come down and have your chips right out your hand if you're not careful. So the kites did that, and that caused them to be seen as a bit of a pest. And eventually the laws protecting them were lifted because we had so many, and also we sort of started to clean up our own act a little bit. So the kites were stealing more food than they were just picking things off the floor, and we just didn't like them. So we started to persecute the red kites so we could bring their numbers down, and unfortunately we did slightly too good a job of it because we nearly wiped them out completely. And we got down to 3 known nesting pairs in the UK.
Crikey.
And it wasn't until we'd almost wiped them out that someone suggested we should stop killing them now and we should look after them. And that's when the conservation project started, and we basically brought them back from the brink of extinction in the UK. The numbers now, we are in Wales between 2,000 and 4,000 pairs. So it's quite vague, but they're hard to count. But that is the official guesstimate, 2,000
Sitting
to 4,000.
in the hedge.
Right, let's see if we can get Salsa all the way back in. Salsa's a little bit wary of our blue gazebo, which we put up just for the birds to not get too hot when the sun's out, but she thinks it's a little bit scary. So hopefully, we've been coaching her closer and closer every day for the last 2 weeks. Oh, that's pretty good. There we are. Do you want to give Salsa a round of applause? There we go. That was our last. Was that our last one? Yeah, that was the last bird in this show. So I do hope you've all enjoyed it. There's another show at 1 o'clock, by which point I think the sun is meant to come out officially. And there's another show again at 3 o'clock. All different shows, completely different set of birds. If you're flying an owl yourself, if you've booked on for owl flying, see James. He'll be doing that very shortly inside the indoor arena. There's also a chance to fly a kite yourself after the next show. And there's more flying of an owl, again, different owl after the 3 o'clock show. So if you want to fly a bird yourself at all today, just pop in the shop and see Judy. If you have any questions at all, please come and find us and we'll do our best to answer them for you. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.